First of all, guys, I want to say congratulations to the Springboks for winning the World Cup for the 4th time. You guys are warriors, man. You guys are fighters. I don't think the Springboks, they have an idea how happy South Africans are right now. We are so happy and we are so proud of the guys for winning the World Cup for the 4th time. We are the best rugby team in the world. No one can tell us otherwise. And we are going to celebrate that win, despite what these people are saying. Because you know, in South Africa, man, we are so unfortunate to live in a country where we have politicians that are working overtime to divide the country, man. You know, when the Springboks win, whenever the Springboks win, black people are always reminded not to celebrate when the Springboks win, because majority of the players in the Springboks team are white. Black people are always reminded, man, of this thing. Just like in 2019, after the Springboks have won the World Cup, black people were reminded not to celebrate this win because majority of the players in the Springboks are white. And this is problematic, guys. Right now, we can't even celebrate in peace without these guys telling us how wrong it is for us to celebrate our national team for winning the World Cup. These guys are telling us not to celebrate the Springboks because majority of the players in the Springboks are white. That's what these guys are telling us.
But I'll always love the New Zealand All Blacks. It's got fuck all to do with a lack of patriotism. I love South Africa very much. I fight and work for this country every single day. I put in work to educate people about this country, and I try to drive non-racialism and merit in many spheres outside of just sports. But when you force us to love a fake unity around the Springboks just because they are winning, you don't see this unity around Bafana Bafana. If Bafana Bafana were world champs, you'd see the most racist white people wearing Bafana jerseys and pretending like we're one South Africa.
You can never win with these guys. You will never win. Why? Because right now, Penuel is saying that this unity is being forced on us. No one is forcing black people to celebrate the Springboks. No one forced black people to go to the taverns, to go to the shebins, to go to their relatives to watch the Springboks and celebrate when the Springboks win. No one forced us to celebrate this win. No one forced us to. There is no forced unity around us. We hear this thing from you guys. But when you come to the ground, people are celebrating the fact that the Springboks have won. This is why I'm telling you that in the townships, people went to the shebins, people went to the taverns to watch the Springboks, and they celebrated after the Springboks have won. No one forced them to watch the Springboks. You can never force people to watch the Springboks. You can never force people to support the Springboks. People are supporting the Springboks because the Springboks are winners. It's hard for South Africans to support Bafana Bafana because Bafana Bafana, they hardly win. When was the last time Bafana Bafana won something? When was the last time? Because this statement is problematic, guys. Because when black people celebrate the Springboks, we are told that it is a forced unity. When white people celebrate Bafana Bafana, we are being told these people are pretending and they are racist actually. So there's no win amongst these people. You remember in 2010, when South Africa hosted the World Cup, white people were celebrating because South Africa is their country. They were celebrating. And according to Penuel, those people were pretending. Actually, those guys are racist and they were actually pretending. Now, black people are celebrating the Springboks. The black people, they are being forced to celebrate the Springboks. So there's no win with these guys. These guys, they want us divided. That is what they want. They want us divided. Just like with the politicians, they want us divided. Because you can't tell me that millions and millions of people were forced to go and watch the Springboks. You can't tell me that millions and millions of people were forced to celebrate the Springboks, man. Guys, just look at this, man. This is one of the videos that came out. This is how people in our communities, man, were celebrating. This is how. Guys, are you telling me that those people were forced to do that? And you know what was amazing for me to see over the weekend, especially with us black people, especially in the township, man, a lot of people, they don't understand how the rugby score works, just like with the cricket, man. You know, when you don't watch something, you don't particularly understand how the score works. But we just loved the fact that our score was bigger than these guys'. We just celebrated because our score was bigger than these guys'. This has nothing to do with race. Black people in our townships, no one was saying all of this nonsense that we are hearing from Penuel today. No one in the township is saying that the Springboks team is a racist white team. No one is saying that. People are celebrating because they are South Africans. You can't force us to celebrate Bafana Bafana. Bafana Bafana are a bunch of losers. When was the last time Bafana Bafana won something? When was the last time? And to be honest, man, in 2010, people supported Bafana Bafana. White people, Indians, Afrikaners, everyone, they supported Bafana Bafana. As much as we knew that Bafana Bafana was never going to go far, but it's not like we supported Bafana Bafana. People were there in the stadiums. People were watching the games at their homes in millions. And we're going to have to sit here and be lectured about this forced unity. There is no forced unity, guys. Stop trying to dictate how people feel. Stop trying to tell black people how they should feel, how they should react. Stop that. Every time, whenever the Springboks win, these guys are here dictating to us, telling us how to feel, how to react, what to say, what not to say, what to celebrate, what not to celebrate. Who the hell these guys think they are telling black people not to celebrate the Springboks? Who the hell do you think you are? Stop dictating to us. We will celebrate the Springboks. We don't care about the fact that most of those players in the Springboks are white. They are South Africans. They are South Africans. France has won the World Cup. You know that majority of the players in the French squad are guys who were born in Africa and then they migrated to France. Now they are the citizens of France and they are playing for France. They've won the World Cup. I never heard any French person saying that we can never celebrate the World Cup because most of these guys come from Africa. The French people right now, they are celebrating the fact that they've won the World Cup with these players. No one is saying these players come from Africa. We can never celebrate because these guys come from Africa. We need white French guys so that we can celebrate. No one is saying that. So why are these guys trying to dictate to us? Why are these guys telling us what to say, how to feel, what not to say, what to celebrate, what not to celebrate? Why are they telling us that? Why are they trying to tell us how to feel? It's nonsense.
When you force us to love this fake unity around the Springboks, when we've experienced the worst racism with...
And guys, who forced black people on this fake unity? Who forced black people? I didn't see anyone holding a gun onto anyone's head, forcing them to celebrate the Springboks. Who forced us into this fake unity that they are talking about? Who forced us? They keep saying forced unity, forced unity. Who forced this unity? Guys, you need to understand something. We have politicians in South Africa. They don't want to see us united. Whenever we try to unite, these people are going to come and start saying things like this, that this is a forced unity. A black person can never celebrate the Springboks win. It is a forced unity. A white man can never celebrate Bafana Bafana because he's racist and he's pretending. That's why these guys are telling us they want us divided. Because who forced us to celebrate Bafana? Who forced us to celebrate the Springboks? No one forced the South Africans, man. No one forced the South Africans to celebrate, man. No one forced us to watch the Springboks, man. I want you guys to see something. There's a picture that I saw somewhere. Just look here. Are you telling me that these people were forced to go there and watch the Springboks? Guys, you can see on your screen. People in hundreds. Most of these people are black people. They went there to watch the Springboks. They came together to watch the Springboks in town. These people, they came together, guys. Most of these people are black people. Who forced these people to go there and watch the Springboks? No one. They went there to watch the Springboks because they are South Africans. We don't care that majority of players in the Springboks team are white. They are South Africans. We don't care about that. We don't. And you know, when they talk about majority of the players in the Springboks being white, they don't say nothing about the fact that majority of the players in Bafana Bafana are black. They want more black players in the Springboks, but they say nothing about more white players in Bafana Bafana. So you can't have both. You can't tell me that you want more black players in the Springboks, but you say nothing about Bafana Bafana. That has 98%, I think, of black players.
Within South Africa and within South African rugby, you are gaslighting and disrespecting us and our experiences. It is bigger than just sport. To those who say it's just sport, it is bigger than just picking players on merit or quotas. And it's actually really annoying for me watching poor, oppressed, ignorant black people troll me for supporting the All Blacks just because the Springboks are currently a winning team. Those same black...
You know... Penuel is heartbroken because people are calling him out. The guy, he supported New Zealand. He supported the All Blacks. He wanted the All Blacks to win the World Cup. And right now, he's lecturing us about patriotism. The same guy who wanted New Zealand to win the World Cup over the Springboks is trying to lecture us about patriotism. He has a problem with South Africans who celebrate the Springboks. He has a problem with South Africans who support the Springboks. But he supports New Zealand. He supported New Zealand over the Springboks on this final. He wanted the New Zealand All Blacks to win the World Cup, not the Springboks. And now he's lecturing South Africans about patriotism. Do you see the hypocrisy right there? You can't tell me that you want the Springboks. Guys, in any World Cup, you have your own favorites. Just like in soccer. I may say that I like Argentina, I like Brazil. It's fine. But if Brazil is going to play against South Africa in the finals, I'm going to support South Africa. I don't care how much I like Brazil. I don't care how much I like Spain or Portugal or any of those teams. If those teams face South Africa in the finals, I am going to support South Africa. This guy supported New Zealand in the finals against South Africa. And he's lecturing South Africans about patriotism. And he thinks there's no hypocrisy there. He thinks everything is okay. It is not. You cannot lecture us about patriotism when you are supporting our opponents. You cannot. This guy talks about South Africa and the Springboks having more black players, but he goes there to celebrate the New Zealand, man. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You can, guys. I will never be lectured by Penuel. I will never be lectured by people who don't support the Springboks. If you don't support the Springboks because you think the Springboks are racist, I will never be lectured by you. I will support the Springboks because I'm a South African. I will support the Proteas because I'm a South African. And the day Bafana Bafana starts winning, I will support Bafana Bafana too. We will not support mediocrity, man. We will not support mediocrity. These are the same guys who are telling us not to support the ANC because the ANC is mediocrity. But he wants us to support Bafana Bafana, even though Bafana Bafana is mediocrity. You can't have it both. You can't. Stop trying to dictate to us how we should feel, how we should act. Stop trying. Stop. Stop.
People who are poor and oppressed have issues when they see a white business winning, a white political party winning, when they see white spaces like Orania and white institutions like AfriForum winning. They get angry. Those are winning. But then they don't understand when Mbuyiseni Ndlozi and some of the EFF members have issues with the Springboks, a traditionally white Afrikaans.
We will never be lectured by the EFF, Penuel. The EFF can say whatever they want to say about the Springboks, but they will never stop South Africans from celebrating the Springboks. You will never stop South Africans from celebrating the Springboks. We will not be lectured by you and the Mbuyiseni Ndlozi and the EFF guys. We will not be lectured by you. We will not take any lecture from you guys. You cannot tell South Africans not to celebrate their national team when they win the World Cup. You will not. He's telling us about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi and the EFF guys. Who gives a damn about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi and the EFF guys right now? Who cares? Who cares what the EFF feels? Who cares what Mbuyiseni Ndlozi feels? We are celebrating right now. Who cares? And Penuel says that oppressed black people have a problem when they see the Springboks win. Are these people oppressed? Are these people oppressed? Do you think these people went there to see Springboks lose? These guys wanted the Springboks to win. Do you think these guys, they went there in their hundreds and hundreds of numbers? Do you think they went there to watch the Springboks lose? They went there because they wanted their national team to win. You know, guys, I honestly have a problem with these guys, man, trying to lecture us and tell us how we should feel. There's nothing that I hate than someone trying to tell me how I should feel, how I should react. We are South Africans. We are celebrating the Springboks because the Springboks is our national team.
Institution is winning. It's actually triggering and frustrating. And it's also just downright ignorant. A lot of South Africans are not patriotic to this country. They do not buy local. They do not support local initiatives. They support businesses and brands from the Americas, from Europe.
Those things that you talk about they have absolutely nothing to do with rugby. They have nothing to do with rugby. You're trying to take politics and mix it with sports. This is why they tell you that keep politics out of sports. Right now, black South Africans are not supposed to celebrate the Springboks. Why? Because they choose how to spend their hard-earned money. You can't tell people how to spend their own money. Stop telling people about these South African products, South African clothing brands and whatever. People will do as they please with their money, man. Stop trying to dictate to people how they should spend their own money, how they should react, why are you guys there trying to tell us how to do things? If I'm going to work long hours and I get paid, I'm going to buy whatever I want to buy with my money. I don't care if this jacket comes from Italy. I don't care if this hat comes from France. I don't care. I'm going to buy it anyway if I want to buy it. If I want to buy a locally made jacket, I will buy a locally made jacket. Don't tell people how to spend their hard-earned money. It's their own money. You cannot force people. You can't. You can't. These guys, just imagine, man. These guys are telling us how to feel about the Springboks, how to react, and right now he's telling us how to spend our hard-earned money. You can't. You can't.
From Asia. And then when it suits them, when it's convenient, you have to support the Springboks, otherwise you're not patriotic. But
no one said that if you don't support the Springboks, you are not patriotic. We said that to you. We told you that you are not a patriotic South Africa for supporting New Zealand over the Springboks during the World Cup final. We told you. You cannot flip it around and now you want to talk about South Africans are not patriotic because they are not buying the locally made jackets, they are not buying the South African made products, they are not They supported the Springboks over New Zealand. You supported New Zealand over the Springboks. You are a hypocrite right here. Not us. You are. You are the one who decided to support the New Zealand. You wanted the Springboks to lose against New Zealand. And the Springboks won. And people are saying that you are a hypocrite. You are not a patriotic. You are not a patriot in South Africa. You are not. I'm sick and tired, man, of these guys. They can't we can't even celebrate in peace without these guys telling us nonsense after nonsense. Just imagine right now being told not to celebrate the Springboks because most of the players in the Springboks team are white. They say nothing about the fact that most of the players in Bafana Bafana are black and Bafana Bafana is losers. They say nothing about that. Now he's the one, you see, he is doing the same thing that he's accusing others of doing, because he's trying to force South Africans to celebrate and support the losers. You want us to celebrate and support the losers by force. You are forcing us to celebrate Bafana Bafana. We will not celebrate Bafana Bafana. As long as Bafana Bafana keeps losing, we are not going to celebrate Bafana Bafana. The day Bafana Bafana starts winning, South Africans are going to celebrate Bafana Bafana. It's easy. We support the winning team. Guys, please tell me what you think on the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.